Welcome. This is Yoga with Rituals. My name is Deborah, and this is our full moon yoga practice. Sometimes during this time of the month, we can experience restlessness or feelings of inner chaos. And so the intention of this practice is to be really grounded and stable. So we're going to move slowly and mindfully through each movement, focusing on grounding our energy. So I look forward to guiding the practice. So we're going to actually start our practice in child's pose. So go ahead and come to your knees. Let your toes touch. Your knees are nice and wide. Bring your hands gently out in front of you. Just let your forehead come to the earth. Good. Breathing as you start this practice. Feeling a sense of groundedness through the contact of the forehead to earth. Start to come to a nice, long, deep, slow inhalation. And a nice, long, deep, slow exhalation. As you breathe, gathering any scattered energy back into your body. I'm starting to feel a sense of centeredness, calm, groundedness here. And take a few more breaths. Good, and then slowly kind of press yourself back up. Bring your knees together, sit back onto your heels, just close your eyes. Allow yourself to take a few deep breaths, grounding through your hips and slightly extending and reaching up through your heart. Notice how you feel internally at the start of the practice. And then we're going to come to a kneeling position. And you're going to take one leg out to the side, kind of parallel to the short edge of your mat. You're going to reach your arms up. You're going to take your right arm down your leg, reach your left arm nice and high, and begin to come over to the side. Just a gentle stretch into the side body. Breathe. If you want, gaze up slightly towards the ceiling. One more breath. Good. Back up to center. Take this foot in, take the other foot out. Good. Grounding through the outer edge of your foot. Inhale, reach up with your right arm. Really lift nice and high. And again, extend over to the left side. Really reaching as you lower. Gazing underneath your arm. A nice easy stretch. Opening into your side body. Good, and then slowly coming back, taking your knees in. Just interlace your fingers behind your back. Take yoga mudra so your hands are interlaced behind your back. Draw your shoulder blades together. Open your heart. Maybe you let your head open a little bit. Again, grounding down through your knees. Opening up through the chest, the throat. Good, and then release that. Inhale your arms up and overhead, gazing at the thumbs, and exhale, sit back on your heels, hands to the heart. And do that a few times. Inhaling, reaching up, gazing at your thumbs. Exhaling, grounding the energy down into the heart, down through your hips. Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sitting back on your heels. Good. One more inhale. Exhale, sitting back. Good. And from here, take your left hand to the outside of your right knee. Go ahead and twist, opening up a little bit to the right. Again, not forcing any stretch, staying really gentle, soft, receptive, stable, and grounded. And release, go to the other side. Just a gentle twist here, gazing over your left shoulder. Good, and untwist. Go ahead and kind of come to a squat position. Your hands are on the floor, and you can release slowly, slowly, slowly to a forward fold. Maybe you soften your forward fold. You just let your legs be bent a little bit, and let the head and the neck, the shoulders, everything release down. Feel the weight, feel the gravity kind of pulling everything towards earth. Maybe spread your toes, feel the energy spread through your feet, ground down through your feet. If it's available to you, straighten your legs and just go ahead and bend and straighten. Micro bend and then straighten. Micro bend your knees and then straighten your legs. And then micro bend your knees slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Go ahead and rise up to stand. There's no hurry. Moving really slowly and mindfully, you get to standing. Just allow yourself to feel feet to earth, strong standing posture for a moment, grounded through your feet, through the base of your spine. Good. If you're not at the front of your mat, come to the front of your mat. Again, you're just going to move very slowly and mindfully. Inhale, reach your arms up over your head. Exhale, folding forward. Step your right foot back into a low lunge position. Sweep your arms up into a crescent pose. Inhale here. Exhale, sweep the energy down. Take the arms back behind you. Inhale, come up, crescent pose. Exhale, lower down. Good. One more. Inhaling, rising up. Exhale, bring both hands to the inside of your foot. Just holding, feeling groundedness through your pelvis. And then bring your left hand to the outside of this foot. Go ahead and come to a high lunge position for a moment. Step this back foot in halfway. Your heels are in line with each other for pyramid pose. You can hold here. Maybe you just have your hand resting on your shin. You can also have your hands at your heart. Just feel into this posture, however it feels good for you. Good. Your hips are squaring towards the front of your mat. Ground through your feet. Lift through your heart. Good. Then micro bend this front leg and step your right foot to meet the left. Inhale, bend your knees a little bit, come all the way up to stand. And exhale, hands through the heart, just fold all the way down. Micro bend your knees, step your left foot back into a lunge, drop to a low lunge position, and inhale, lift up. Crescent pose on this side. Exhale, lower down. Ground through your feet as you rise and lift through the heart and the arms. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, both hands to the inside of your foot. Ground through your pelvic floor a little bit more. Breathe here, really deeply connected to your body and your breathing. Good. Hand to the outside of the foot. Rise up into your high lunge. Step your back foot in. Halfway, square your hips to the front of the mat. And whatever you did with your hands on the other side, you're going to do here. Maybe hands at heart. Hands resting on your thigh, your shin, or on the floor. Breathe. Micro bend that front knee and go ahead and step your left foot forward. Keep both knees bent. A soft forward fold, releasing your head and shoulders. Good. Again, slowly rise up one vertebrae at a time, feeling your feet pressing into earth. As you rise to stand, bring your hands to the heart. Find a moment of pause. Raising the prayer up over your head, breathe in. Small back bend. Take the prayer down the center of your body, fold. Good. Left leg steps back into your lunge. You're going to walk your hands over to the center. You're going to bend into your right knee. You're going to be here in this posture in the middle. And then you're going to keep your hips really nice and low. You're going to shift to the other side. And again, just moving back and forward, right and left. Make sure you keep your hips really nice and low, grounding through your pelvis, grounding through your feet. Do it a couple more times. Shifting the weight left and right, mindfully moving, feeling every part of the movement. Good, and then slowly pigeon toe your feet into the center, lift your heart. You might stay here if this feels like a good stretch. Otherwise, you start to let your head sink down towards earth. Release your neck, release your shoulders. Breathe. Now let the weight come a little bit more to the front of your feet so you can lift your hips up to the ceiling. Wide-legged forward fold. Good. Micro bend your knees, hands to your hips, and just slowly come back up to stand. Take your time to get there. Good. You're going to turn your left foot towards the back of your mat. Square your hips. You're moving again into that pyramid pose, this time from a standing posture. So bring your hands to your heart and slowly lower your heart and ground into your front leg, but push the weight equally into your back leg here. So you want to feel the weight evenly on both legs. Breathe. Good. Slowly come back up. Take the left foot in, take the right foot out. Square your hips, so if you have to shift your feet to make that happen. And then go ahead, find pyramid pose on this side, allowing the heart to bow as you ground through your feet, pulling your left hip forward, your right hip back. Breathe. Good. Slowly back up to stand, and you're going to step your left foot to meet your right, coming to the front of your mat. Hands to your heart. Inhale, reach the prayer up overhead. Exhale, folding forward. Good. Right foot goes back into your low lunge. Extend up to crescent pose. Exhale, bring your hands to the floor. High lunge position here. Step your right foot up to meet your left. Left foot back. Sweep up. One last time into crescent pose. Slowly hands to floor. High lunge. Downward facing dog. Just a couple breaths here in down dog. Feeling grounded through your hands, grounded through your feet. Drop your knees to the floor. Touch your toes. Come into a child's pose. Let your hands reach in front of you, but really passive. So your elbows are bent, your arms are relaxed. back where we started. Find your breath. Again, any scattered energy in your body, your emotions, your mind, just gather that back with your breathing. Slowly come back up. You're going to face the long edge of your mat. You're going to have your legs nice and wide, but don't force here, right? Solar energy is really active. Lunar energy is a little bit more receptive and passive. So don't force into any stretch that doesn't feel good. Okay, try to remain open. So from here, you're going to turn and face your right foot and slowly ground through your left hip as you lower your torso down into a stretch. Breathe. Again, softening into the stretch. You don't need to take this any further than feels good in your body. One more breath. Slowly come back up. Turn your torso to face your left leg. Ground through your right hip. Extend through your heart. And slowly begin to lower down. Find your first point of resistance. Pause. Notice if your right hip has come up. Ground through the right hip. Lengthen through your heart and find your breath. Gradually kind of melting down into the stretch, into the pose. And then keeping your torso really low, just come towards the center and find any stretch. Again, not forcing or pushing into anything. It should feel like a stretch that you can hold for a really long time. Okay, so if it feels too intense, back out. If it feels like it's not enough, you can come a little bit deeper. Close your eyes or just soften your gaze somewhere out in front of you. Ground through your pelvis and extend your heart a little bit more towards your hands. Breathe. And then slowly coming back up to sit. You're going to bring your feet together. Baddha Konasana. Your knees are out wide. You're going to lift your heart. And you're going to slowly again melt into a posture that you can hold for a really long time. Soft here. Stay connected to your body. Slowly coming back up. Find your knees, support them up to center. And then we're going to do one more thing before we end. So you're going to take your right knee and pull it in towards your chest. So you're going to take hold of the outside of your right foot. Option one is you keep the knee bend and you extend looking back over your right thumb. If you have a little bit more openness, you can straighten your leg, twisting, breathe. And release. Switch sides. So taking this left knee in towards you, crossing your hand over outside of the foot. Option one, you keep the knee bent, looking back, try to extend up through your spine. Option two, straighten the leg. Good. Release. And kind of pull both knees in towards your chest. And we're just going to roll back and forth a few times so you can hold on at the back of your legs and round your spine and just begin to move up and down a few times. A really gentle massage for your back. Enjoy the movement. Maybe even invite a little sense of playfulness. A couple more times. Good. And then make your legs nice and straight. You're just going to slowly kind of lower down onto the mat. Let your arms be nice and wide. And I want to invite you to really ground into the mat, the earth underneath you. Finding an ease and a calmness with your breath. Try for the last few moments of our practice just to let go. And if this is feeling really good and yummy in your body, I want to invite you to stay here for the next few minutes for whatever time your schedule allows. If you feel ready to end your practice, take your time and just gently bend your knees, drawing them in towards your chest. Rock a little bit side to side. Come over onto one side. And then gently press yourself up to a seated position. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. When you feel ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you. Well done. Thanks for practicing.